Hey guys, what's going on? This is James, and welcome back to the channel. And we have an absolute legend here today. Nathan, what's going on?
Hey mate, how are you?
Good, dude. Good. Nathan is the lifeblood of Elite. He's one of my favorite people inside of our Ecom Boss members community. He is just absolutely smashing it, and I've been really looking forward to getting him on an interview. He is somebody who came in as a complete beginner working in construction, learned the skills of organic dropshipping in the Ecom Boss program, jumped into Elite, is now building stores and brands, getting ready for Black Friday. We're having a ton of fun, and today what I wanted to do is just get to know Nathan a bit more, see his story, so you guys can hear about how he went from being stressed out, overworked, working construction, making money online with this stuff. Now take a bit of a step back to focus more so on the more advanced stuff and really just some of the things that he's learned along the way. And I'm very excited to hear what comes out. So, Nathan, take me back to the beginning when you first found us and you were looking into the online space. Like, where'd you start?
For me, I sort of always looked into drop shipping and wanting to do something like this, but just no idea where to start. And then I
Yeah.
think I came across your ad on Facebook, and something that really stood out to me was, how you feel like there's a whole new system starting through Facebook and I guess organic marketing, and it just was something that was sort of really intrigued me and made me really, I guess, really keen to sort of
Yeah.
see what it was all about. Um, you know, like I said, I've always worked in construction. It just, yeah, it was never something I thought I'd be able to achieve, I guess. So that was what got me interested in you guys. But yeah,
That's great, man. And was it, had you tried anything online before that?
yeah. So I'd had a website previously, which was like which was a kids toy shop, and it was through an agency. So I paid an agency for the website, spent thousands of dollars to get the website built, but it was just the margins weren't there. Was never making any money. Um, but I saw what could happen over like the Q4 period, Christmas period,
Right.
because that website, even though the money wasn't there, it generated like it was like $90,000 in the space of 4 months, but
Right.
the
Yeah. I remember
margins, it
now.
just pretty much paid for itself.
Yeah.
So that really got me excited and wanted me to, I guess, find a better way. And
Yes.
you see all these ads just about these guys promising you the world all through TikTok and
Yes.
Instagram and YouTube. It's like, we'll give you everything. But you guys just stood out to me. It was about with the whole, I guess, just a different approach
Hmm.
to the whole side of being like, learn about organic. There's ways to test products, and get involved that side of things before. I guess, well, at that
Yeah.
stage I didn't know about Elite, and moving on to building, I guess, my own store and stuff like that. So it's pretty interesting, especially being from where I was. So
100%. And it was really interesting about that is I don't think that a lot of, because I remember now when you mentioned it, when we first went in contact, that a lot of people would see a store, that's $90,000, and they're like, damn, they're killing it. Like, this is great.
yeah.
And it's actually very, very common for a lot of people who they may talk about the numbers, but they never talk about the fact that oftentimes they're not making any money, let alone they might be bleeding money. And
Yeah.
so it's quite interesting how you could be making 90 grand in sales and have almost nothing to show for it versus you could be just selling on Marketplace or eBay and make five, six, seven, eight times as much in profit.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Like, I just with being, when I started off with Facebook and eBay, and especially now with eBay, like I'm on eBay and like I'm at work and I'm getting consistent sales every day.
So
Two,
good.
three sales coming through every day. Like it's amazing. It's crazy. And then it literally takes me, you know, not even 10 minutes. I'll be having my lunch and I'm processing these orders and I'm making money while still at work. Like
I
it was
love it.
just, yeah, it's always been something that I've been really excited to achieve. And you hear about all these people talking about, it's hands off and all this sort of stuff. But yeah, it's actually blown me away to
Yeah.
think from where I was to where I am now is yeah, it's astronomical.
Yeah, it's great. And it's funny as well because I think you mentioned before we started talking on the call that you've actually now got a virtual assistant who's
Yes,
managing a lot of it for you now. So
yes,
in
she
part, a
does.
lot of it is hands off.
Yeah, she does. She does all my get all my listing for me. She does all the listings for me on both Facebook and eBay.
Nice.
So she does all the product research. She finds the products, puts them up for me. She's great. She's really handy. She's great to talk to. Um, and yeah, it works out well for me. The only thing that she doesn't do yet is process all the orders. But
Yes.
I mean, once I'm about to launch some couple of stores. I've got one launched already, but we're working on some other ones as well. I'll bring her across to that too because it's just it's really easy. It's really good.
Yeah, and you're in a really good spot, man. You've come a long way in such a short time, which is awesome. And going back to, I know we said you work in construction, and obviously, I remember when we were hanging out, one of
Mm,
the first times I met you, you were telling me about the work hours you were doing. I think we were having a drink in the evening, and you were like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be up at four in the morning." It's like crazy, and
yeah. So I guess for me, like, yeah, I've always worked in construction all my life. So I started in construction when I was 16.
right,
Moved through, started off as a plasterer, then moved into from plastering to carpentry, and then it wasn't probably probably like 6 years ago, I sort of stepped up into a more of a
right,
foreman role, and that's just been my life
right.
ever since. I moved up through commercial building companies, was the foreman, fit out foreman, and then almost then pretty much a site like a junior site manager. And the hours killed me. Like the hours are
Yeah,
just crazy. I'm pretty sure anyone that sees this that works in construction will know. Um, you're starting at 6 in the morning. Most days I was lucky if I was out of there by 7, because by the
yeah,
time you close the site, you still got hours of work and stuff that you need to like I
yeah.
need to do on the computer. And it was just mind blowing. And then I'm trying to build a business like this on the side. It was just crazy. So it wasn't until after talking with you guys and sort of sitting down and having a chat with Emmett and with yourself, and just realizing that it's not sustainable. So like I've now changed jobs. I'm still working in construction, but it's for a, a, a subcontracted company, like plastering company, and you know I'm home 5 o'clock every day,
Yes.
like better life, like just a better life, and I'm able to work, to build something like this that will eventually replace my goal, which is my goal to eventually just to replace the construction industry altogether, so I can have
Awesome.
a better life.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. You get the mental sanity back, which is great.
Oh
And
yeah,
the other
yeah,
thing
it's
as well is
crazy.
it's like, I never recommend people, quit jobs for the sake of it, but you're in a position now where, like if you're making two, three, four, 5 sales a day at eBay while you're on work,
Yeah.
right? Imagine what you could do if you had the time you're at work at home and you could do a little bit more throughout the evening and you weren't working all through the night. And so there's the
Well,
opportunity cost factor as well that we're now starting to be able to handle.
yeah, absolutely. It's actually, yeah, it's what motivated me to make the change, because I would have just been, if this hadn't come along, or if I hadn't have, I guess, got the courage to take the leap and to go, you know what, I trust you guys completely. And that's what it comes down to. At the end of the day is that, I had to put my trust in you guys and in the program, and make sure it was going to work. And
Yes.
it has worked. Like for me, it has worked. It's made me be able to get home at 5 o'clock every day. And I'm actually excited to come home. And this is a bloke that used to hate computers. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm actually excited to come home and sit on my computer and actually build something, which I would have
Yes.
never have thought would have been possible. I was always like, oh, no, I'll just pay someone. They can make the website. They can do it all for me, and I
Yes.
just reap it in. It doesn't work like that.
No, no, it really doesn't, dude.
So this, yeah,
No.
it's been life changing. It's been really good.
That's brilliant, man. It's brilliant. And I know that obviously you mentioned you worked in construction. And so, obviously one of the limiting beliefs you probably had before that, and obviously represented in the fact that you would obviously pay people in the past to do it for you instead of learning the skills,
Mm-hmm.
right? Is for a lot of people who work in construction or manual labor, they work in FIFO, like whatever it may be, is like I've worked on the tools my whole life. I'm not good at technology and I'm gonna let that
Yep.
stop me from ever learning. And so how did you handle that and sort of go from sort of feeling that way to now to the point now where the triple monitor setup and you're absolutely smacking it each and every day? Like, what was that
Um,
journey
Honestly, I think it was just because of you guys. Like you guys just, I guess, installing the belief in me that I could do it. I know that might sound cheesy, but
like?
it's the honest truth. Like having you guys as mentors, and I think it's not just a program. If you get what I mean, like you've actually got like you and Emmett as mentors. Like I talk to Emmett every day. I talk to you, all the time as well. Like I think having that support and going, nah, man, you can crush it, you can do it. Like don't let the negative thoughts in saying that you can't
Yes.
do it, because we're all human. Yeah, we all have those self doubts. When things get hard, we like to go, nah, nah, I'm done.
Of
I
course.
can't do it. But having, I guess Emmett was big for it, holding me accountable every
Yeah.
day, going, Nathan, what are you doing today? Have you done this? Especially when I wasn't getting home till late. Like
Yes.
having him check in on me every day religiously just was like, Nathan, you need to do this. Like, come on, you don't have a choice.
Yes.
And I think that's what got me there in the end, because, like I said, I didn't even know how to use a computer 12 months ago.
Of course.
Like, I knew how to use it vaguely to satisfy work needs, but
Yes.
to think now I can actually build websites, like, come on, man.
That's so funny that you say that like the coaching was one of the biggest things because Emmett, one of the funniest things he says is that the only way, what did he say? He says, I'm going to coach you every single day unless you block me.
Yeah,
The whole
yeah,
thing. It's like your only way you're not going to get coached by me is if you block me.
yeah.
That's like his thing. And so you haven't blocked him yet, which is good.
Nah, I love it. I actually love it. Like at the start, I was like, oh man, I felt guilty because I hadn't done something. I'm like, oh no, no. Now I love it. I'm like, yeah, hit me up. I'll tell you exactly what I did last night. All
Yes.
right, I'm at work now. I'm sitting in my office now. Oh, what are you doing, Emmett? Oh, I'm currently working out some new pictures for my website. Like, I'm just like,
Oh,
bring it
good.
on. Come on, hit me.
Oh man, that kind of dialogue, that back and forth with coaches is so important, man. You know, at the end
I
of the
think it
day,
really
like
is.
that's why it's not a course. Like I could not just sell this as a course. It has to be coaching, and that's the reason why it is one-on-one. That's why we're in with you each and every day. Because if you didn't feel like you actually had a connection to us and we didn't actually give a shit about what you were doing, like there's no way you work as hard as you did early on. Because
Nah,
we have to make sure
absolutely
you
not.
build that habit early on. You know?
Yeah, 100%. I agree, 100%. Like I said, I've been down the whole industry before
Yeah.
this, and I felt so disconnected. I got handed this website. Great, yeah, look great, but I didn't know what to do with it.
Now what?
Like, what do I do now? Like, I was so reliant on them to run my ads and run everything that if they forgot or didn't do something, I lost money.
Yes.
Like, I might have turned over 90 grand, but there was 1 month there. I spent like 5.5 grand on ads. I lost money that month.
Yes. Yes. Of course.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. Whereas this, I haven't lost money.
Yes.
I
As
haven't
you
lost money
shouldn't.
because we've used money that money I've made from my webs, from like the internet and stuff, for eBay and Facebook and everything like that. Like that's gone into, I've run some ad campaigns, but it hasn't cost me money.
So good.
Like I've
It's
done
so good,
testing
man.
on money that it's not my money. It's money I've already made off these organic systems that you guys teach at the start of the
Yes.
course. It blows my mind.
Yeah, and one of the things that I teach people a lot is that if you want to, so anyone who's wanting to hire an agency, right? They want to hire an agency to run my ads or build a store, whatever it is, right? The problem with doing that is that let's just say, for example, running your ads, right? They can make one little mistake and you lose money, right? As we talked about. But
Yeah.
the biggest thing is that if you don't know it first, then you don't know if they're fucking up or not,
No,
right?
correct.
So you can't hold them accountable. You can't see if they're doing something that could cost you money a week from now. And
Mm.
so if you don't know what works and what doesn't, what's real and what's not, then you can't trust them, right? You're basically just going off their word. And
Yeah,
so what the
correct.
best thing for you to do is initially learn the skills, like learn it all, learn how to run ads, learn how to build a store, learn how to do everything else. And then once you've got money coming in, then you can say, all right, cool, I'm going to delegate the ads because I don't enjoy the ads. Now, what that
Mm.
means is you can get more of your time back to do the things you enjoy, but it means you can still keep an eye on them. So if they're doing a bad job, you can fire them before they lose your money,
Well,
right?
that's exactly right because you know what you're doing. Like
Of course.
I first looked at when I first looked at Facebook, I'm like, I may as well have been trying to read Chinese. Like, I
Yes.
just no idea. Like, what is this? Like, what am I looking at? Yeah,
Yes.
I
Yes.
had no idea. So,
Yes.
but whereas now I look at it and go, I understand what that means. I get
Yeah.
why we use this sort of setup, and what sort of what targets we're trying to hit. And it blows my mind.
It's great, man. It's great. You've come a long way, dude. Seriously, you've come a long
I
way. Really,
appreciate
really
that.
stoked for you. Now, obviously, we're doing some really cool stuff together. We've got some cool stuff
Mhm.
launching very, very soon. And yeah, every time we're at the meetups and stuff, we have a lot of fun together.
I
But
love the meetups.
before we finish up, what I'd love to know is for so the guys who are in your shoes, right? So guys who've been working in construction, manual labor, working fly in, fly out, whatever it may be, and they've sort of worked on the tools their whole life, and they want to, find another way to make an income so they don't have to continue living the life that they are right now. Obviously, we know that there's a lot of limiting beliefs around technology. There's a lot of beliefs
Mhm.
around what's real and what's not. Fear of getting started, fear of getting scammed. Like a lot of that's there, and I don't blame them at all. If
No,
you
you're
could
right.
give them some advice as somebody who sort of got their way out of that, what would you say to them?
And I think I'd say to them, just take the leap because you can be skeptical as much as you like, but trust me when I say this. Like, if I hadn't have taken the leap and I guess put trust in someone, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Yeah.
It's don't think it's too hard. Don't think you can't learn how to use a computer because you talk to a bloke who's dyslexic.
Yes.
I can do it. Anyone can do it.
That's
So
brilliant.
I think that's pretty much just be honest with yourself and just take the leap. Like I couldn't make it. I guess I couldn't make it any easier than that.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Thank you, Nathan. That's
That's right,
it's
mate.
going to help
Happy
a lot of
to.
people. Seriously,
It's
sometimes
good.
hearing it from somebody that is just like you can go a very, very, very long way. And so you're a shining example of that. Thank you for obviously all your hard work. Thank you for jumping on this interview, obviously.
No,
And I'm very
it's all
excited
good.
to celebrate next time I see you. And
I
yeah,
will
for
be there.
everyone.
Perth.
Oh, are you flying up to Perth?
Absolutely, I am.
Oh, come on. Yes. The
I
Perth
can't miss
event.
Perth, hometown. I can't miss Perth.
Oh, mate, we're sparing no expense. We're having a very, very, very special event. There's a lot of
Good,
surprises around the corner for us.
good. Looking forward to it.
It's great. And for all of you at home, thank you so much for watching this interview. Obviously, I hope you got a ton of value out of Nathan. If you have any questions for myself or Nathan, feel free to drop them in the comments section below. We're here to help. And if you're hearing this and you're like, maybe this Ecom Boss thing could be something that could help me as well, my Instagram is linked down below. Shoot me a message. I'm not a stranger. I won't bite. I'm not a cyborg. I'm here. Happily send you a voice message and go through any questions that you have, running through all the details of what it is that we do. And hey, maybe we can get you started as well. But for now, I'll see you in the next video.